Every year, hundreds of thousands of pets are lost or stolen, leaving behind devastated families. It doesn't have to be this way. PediMark microchips store all the information you need to get your pet home safely. No need for that sometimes stressful trip to the vet. Visit PediMark.com today and a qualified microchip implanter can visit your home to microchip your pet in comfort. Quick, easy and safe. PediMark, helping your best friend get home. PediMark, proud sponsors of Pets for Life.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Pets for Life. As a nation, we pride ourselves on being animal lovers, but new reports are suggesting that our animal friends aren't getting the love and care they deserve. That isn't to say that people don't have the right intentions. It is often the case that owners aren't aware of how much effort and focus is required when caring for their pets. There are 5 basic animal welfare needs: health, diet, environment, behaviour and companionship. These basic needs can often be inadvertently neglected due to our busy lives, and research suggests our pets are becoming more overweight, lonely or stressed than ever before. This, in combination with rising abandonment, could potentially suggest a bleak future for our pets unless we act now to take better care of our animal companions. We recently visited the Blue Cross to find out what they had to say.
Anything that you're not sure of, you shouldn't be frightened to ask your vet. If you think you're not going to be able to give medication, always tell your vet, because there are ways round it usually in this day and age. I mean, we're only human after all you have to do is ask, and we're there to try and help you. So if you're not sure about anything, always ask.
Our nurses here are all qualified, all trained. Our reception staff are trained as well to ask the correct questions to assess how quickly do you need to come in. We follow a protocol. If we think something is urgent, we will obviously get you to come in straight away, and we will prioritise and see any patient that's having an emergency immediately. We can actually help you assess, do we book you an appointment for today? Can it be tomorrow? Can it wait for a week? How long has it been going on? Has this happened before? We'll ask all the right kind of questions to work out how important it is that you get seen by a vet, the severity of the situation.
Obviously, if people can't afford to pay vet bills, there are several charities across the UK that can assist with people on low incomes to ensure that their animals access the appropriate veterinary treatment. An animal that is in need should never go without veterinary treatment. That's so essential. In saying that, not everybody will be eligible to access our types of services, so it's so important that animals are insured, that should anything unforeseen happen with your pet, that you're able to access the care that they need.
Developing a close bond with your pet is the best way to care for them. Alison Rogers from Mickey Pets prides herself on having developed a very close relationship with her dog, and she shared with us her expert knowledge.
Grooming is a key essential part to any animal's health. It's about maintaining the coat and the condition of the animal. It is one of the most important things, just as much as walking your dog, feeding your dog and training your dog. It helps you bond with your dog, as well as obviously maintaining the coat and the skin. By grooming regular would improve the pet's behaviour. It would reduce the shedding around your house. It will also, get a good bond between you and your pet, and make a happy and healthy animal. There's a variety of breeds out there, so you need to pick a breed that is going to suit your needs and your lifestyle, not just that it looks good. And then once you've got that breed, you need to find out what coat type it is. So if you've got a wool coat breed or a wire or a silky coat breed, there are different tools on the market. Mickey do a variety of breeds ranging from all coat types, so that you can suitably use the tools for your correct breed and coat type for the dog. Mickey is a company, it was founded in 1980, and they're a company that have developed a wide range of products, not just grooming products but also training products and and health sort of aids for the animals, including wee pads to training leads, and more knownly and famously known as the grooming products. That's how I first got involved with Mickey, is they wanted me to test their products and try and find faults and improve. They don't just sit there and think, right, we've got this equipment, we don't need to look at it anymore. They're always trying to improve that piece of equipment.
An important part of home life with an animal is ensuring that their environment is safe and hygienic. For your pets and for your family, regular cleaning of the animal's bedding is important, as well as ensuring that your pet has their own personal space. We spoke to Stephen Folder, who is a microbiologist and also the inventor of a revolutionary hygiene technology.
So Biotrol was really born out of the frustration that I had that the only things that you could use to kill germs were dangerous to use around the home and around friends and family. We looked for a gentler way of doing things and discovered it early in 2001 that by creating a structure that was targeted at germs, not just at everything that was alive around you, it's got a way of killing germs which works both wet and dry. Things like bleach and alcohol only work while they're wet, really. The minute that they've dried, they're very ineffective. So you take Biotrol and you use it, it kills the germs that are there, but then it dries on the surface to form something that really looks a bit like a pincushion if you were a germ, and you land on it, you burst, you can't breed and produce a threat. What that means, in fact, is that you've got protection just after you've cleaned that goes on for hours and days, and obviously is better and safer for everybody. The wonderful thing about pets, of course, is that they are free roaming, they're outside, they play in the grass, but of course we all know that even the cleanest and healthiest of pets has got the ability to get into contact with germs. Dogs are famous for rolling in unpleasant circumstances. Cats go out and do things. So they will bring in from the outside and from themselves, as well as their own loveliness, they bring in a few unwelcome visitors with them. And what we feel is that the most important thing is to make sure that keeping our pet perfectly safe, we can keep our home perfectly safe. And ongoing germ protection seems about the best way of doing that. But what we don't want to do is confuse people. So what we have is a range of products called BioPet that contain Biotrol, specifically designed for use on and around pets in homes and with families.
I love dogs and I love cats, I love all animals really. But when I first started my company a few years ago, I noticed that there wasn't as much emphasis on hygiene between dogs and cats and humans as there should be. I used to go into visiting pet shops, and you know they sell all sorts of crazy animals these days, from snakes, dogs, cats, rabbits, all sorts of things. And there are diseases and germs which can be transferred not only from animal to animal, but from animal to human. So we need to be really careful about how we look after our pets, how we keep them clean, brushed, bathed, and not quite so smelly as some of them might be.
We've identified the three really important areas. There's hand hygiene, there's the pet's hygiene themselves, and of course there's the area around the pet in the home where the family and the pet meet. And that's what we've focused on, where germs present the most nuisance and or risk.
Well, the key areas to think about for germs and germ transfer are obviously the areas where you feed your pet, on the floor where you put your pet's bowl down, you need to keep that clean. Hygienic surfaces where you prepare your pet's food, and where it sleeps, of course.
Another key area of animal welfare is diet, and it is important that all animals are fed with balanced and nutritionally beneficial food. We spoke to Peter Brame and Ken Stirk to find out some more details relating to feline nutrition.
Best Pets are a national pet wholesaler who provide product to the independent pet trade. We stock everything from cat food, dog food, across to small animal, reptile, chicken, and accessories. We cover the whole range of product that an independent pet shop would require to sell to Mr. Smith in his local village. On top of the major brands that we have out there, we also have our own brand, which is the Best Pets brand. Historically, people think that if you have an own label in a product, it's just the cheap end designed for the lower end of the market. And in fact, it's not. As a buying team, when we source our product, we take great care to look for the product that's right for the animal. So every time we saw something, it's specifically based with the animal in mind. So when we look at cat and we deal with people like Burgess, we very carefully work with them to make sure we're the right product for the right animal.
I think it's important to state and understand that cats are different to dogs. They've evolved differently, they're obligate carnivores, and they've been developed to hunt. So when you make a cat food, there's certain things you have to do. One of the main ones is you have to have it high in protein. As well as being high in protein, the cat needs certain amino acids. Other nutrients that the cat needs are extra vitamin A, extra niacin, and they also need certain polyunsaturated fatty acids. So when you put a cat food together, most of those things they need happen to occur in meat proteins. When you've got the specification right and all the nutrients right, you have to put those nutrients in a nugget that the cat finds palatable. If it's too damp or too wet and it gives rather than snapping when the cat bites, the cat doesn't like it. If you study animal nutrition, you've got dogs, you've got cats, and you've got small animals. And they've actually all got completely different requirements. The digestive systems are different, the nutrients required are different, the intake of food is different. So you have to understand the metabolic pathways involved in the individual animals, really.
Join us after the break to find out some top grooming techniques and how to keep the home environment safe, clean and stimulating. See you in 3.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of pets are lost or stolen, leaving behind devastated families. It doesn't have to be this way. PediMark microchips store all the information you need to get your pet home safely. No need for that sometimes stressful trip to the vet. Visit PediMark.com today and a qualified microchip implanter can visit your home to microchip your pet in comfort. Quick, easy and safe. PediMark, helping your best friend get home.
The full Best Pets range includes everything you could possibly need to look after and entertain your treasured pets. From dogs and cats to small animals and birds. From food and treats to accessories. Best Pets has it covered. To find your nearest Best Pets local store, visit our website.
Germs are everywhere. Are you protecting your pet properly? Unlike traditional hygiene products, which are only active for a few minutes, BioPet's products deliver 24-hour protection against germs and pet odors because they contain a new, patented hygiene technology. Join the hygiene revolution now. BioPet products, including dog and fabric deodorizers and hand and surface sanitizers, are available from biopet.co.uk. BioPet keeps your pets fresh and protected for longer.
Grooming is about more than brushing a tangled coat. Regular grooming can provide a health checkup, help you bond with your pet, and de-stress you both. Mickey has the widest range of pet grooming products on the market, catering for almost every breed and grooming need. Made by groomers for groomers, Mickey makes professional quality available for everyone. Well groomed, well loved. For more information and advice, log on to mickeypet.com.
Barney loved his owner. He thought his owner would always love him. Hungry, frightened, and alone, Barney is just one of thousands of animals taken in by the Blue Cross every year because nobody wants them. Will you give just £2 a month to the Blue Cross? Will you help save the life of a homeless animal like Barney? He relies on us now, but we rely on you. £2 a month can help us go on caring day after day until we find just the right home for Barney, however long it takes.
I don't think so. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Okay then.
Sorry,
we'll look at it. Okay, bye-bye.
Please help. Visit our website and give £2 a month. We're counting on your support.
During part 2, we'll rejoin our friends at the Blue Cross to hear more expert knowledge about giving our animals the healthcare they deserve. We'll also meet Jill Angel, who has over 10 years experience in the pet industry, and get to see Alison Rogers demonstrate the best methods for grooming your dog. However, cats are just as popular as dogs, with over 11 million of them in the UK. In most cases, they soon become members of the family, and it's important that we recognise their individual needs, especially in relation to their daily diet.
If you're looking after a pet, just like looking after your own body, the animal needs certain nutrients, and we've studied all the nutrients that the animal needs, and it's our job to put those nutrients together to meet the requirements of the animal. You've got a maintenance level of requirement, and you've also got a suggested level of requirement, and we tend to work on the suggested level. So we always supply slightly more nutrients than the animal needs. We don't use colours for cat food. It's all top quality meats. We also put a prebiotic in the cat foods, which helps to keep the digestive system healthy. And as I said before, we also cook it and then dry it so it's crisp.
It's really important that your dog or your cat is eating the correct diet. They can have dietary problems if they're not fed the correct things, or if they're fed too much or too little of certain things. They're going to have sort of imbalances within their systems. It's not going to be very good for them. We recommend really thinking about your animal's age and feeding for the correct life stage.
I think read up very carefully about the subject of what is part of your pet's natural needs. So, for example, with dogs, they not only need to be fed a proper dog food diet. I mean, they found, for example, that giving dogs human foods is one of the biggest contributing factors in making dogs overweight. And of course, being overweight is an enormous health risk.
There are lots of diets that exist for specific conditions. We call those prescription diets. So if your animal did develop a liver problem or a kidney problem, we could give it a diet specifically tailored to help those kind of conditions, to help the body, digest and get what it needs from that diet as beneficially as possible.
We supply cat litters throughout Europe. We're the largest manufacturer in the UK and in Europe, and second largest manufacturer of cat litters in the world. And there are two major reasons why cat owners should use cat litter, and the first one being very much a social reason. For instance, if dog owners let their dogs defecate in the streets, everyone gets quite upset about it. But a lot of people don't seem to think it's a problem to let the cat out of the door and allow it to go and defecate where it likes. Now, unfortunately, cats are far more private than dogs, so they tend to use somebody else's garden to defecate in, and that's in the flower beds, the vegetable patch, which tends to upset the neighbours quite a lot. So socially, it's not a good thing, so you should be using cat litter. Probably secondly, more importantly, why cat owners should encourage their cats to use the cat litter tray, is that cat litter, cat faeces, carries a small parasite known as toxoplasmosis. And this is quite dangerous to young children and to unborn babies, in that it can cause blindness and brain damage. And the parasite itself actually can survive in warm soil for up to 12 months of the year. So it's quite important that people encourage the cat to use a litter tray. Cat litter tends to be either a highly absorbent mineral clay or wood pellets. These two items are particularly chosen because they very quickly absorb cat's urine, and that controls the odour. And as in most cases a cat litter tray is kept within the house, it's very important that the odour is controlled as much as possible. Once you find that a cat is trained, it will only use a litter tray. And as an owner of 2 cats myself, we would find that even if we open the door and let the cats out, they would actually come back into the house to use a litter tray. It's very important how you dispose of cat litter. Some manufacturers might recommend that a wood-based litter, for instance, is biodegradable and therefore is safe to dig into the garden. This is certainly not the case, because the cat litter can contain this toxoplasmosis parasite, which, if dug into the garden, can remain live in the soil for up to 12 months. So the cat litter should be disposed of correctly, and we would recommend that it is double wrapped and placed in the normal household bin for removal to a landfill site.
At Best Pets, we obviously stock a vast range of products. We've actually got over 8,000 products in our range. And by stocking 8,000, it means that your local pet store really can get anything for you. So although a pet store may only have a limited stock, they know by dealing with us at a local level, they can stock a vast range of products that suits all needs for the end user and the consumer out there. The philosophy of the company has been true from day one. Best Pets really does support the independent pet trade, and we're there to look after them. Without their business and without people going in as consumers to your local pet shop, we don't have a pet shop. We have to look after these people, and without them, we're not there. So our aim is always to service the independent pet shop to keep them alive and keep them going and keep everything local. The important thing is we need to make people shop local and support your local pet shop. We need them. They're an integral part of the community.
Well, it's really important that any product that's going to be used by you and your family with pets is gentle and safe for use. And all of the products that we've made focus extensively on that. So there are hand hygiene things for when you've had to do a bit of poopy scooping with your dog or whatever like that. There are products to provide reassurance to people that their cats and their dogs' coats are clean and safe. And there's also, with the inevitable accident that pets may have, the stain and odour removers that keep your house safe and clean and don't damage the fabrics that you're cleaning or trying to protect. With Bartrol being really revolutionary, we wanted to prove it in the toughest and most caring environments of all. So we've chosen hospitals and food production for our pioneering use of this product. I'm really delighted to say that Bartrol's in use in a large number of countries in those very, very important areas of high risk and high care. We often worry about germs, and I would say there's a lot of germs around here that aren't going to do us any harm whatsoever. But our pets can unwittingly have things that will cause us stomach upsets, skin disease, even eye infections. And it shouldn't be forgotten, we can give them germs too. There's an enormous number of birds and cats and dogs that catch their owners' germs and diseases just as easily. So let's keep it clean and then it'll be great.
Homes in Britain have many other animals as well. Quite a lot of homes have 5 or 6 different kinds of animals, all of which need keeping clean and hygienic in their own areas. So cage wipes and cage sprays and cleaners are also just as important as keeping the dog or the hamster or the rabbit or the guinea pig clean as well. You need to keep those cages clean. So if you have children and you have animals, it's good to teach your children how to look after the animals by getting them to wipe the cages down regularly and to keep their animals clean.
Before the big issues that pet owners don't tend to consider before they buy the pet is that animal going to be suitable for our lifestyle? Is that animal going to be able to have enough time spent on it, whether that's care and maintenance or whether that's grooming requirements or training? Every breed or crossbreed has different behaviours and also coat types. So it's very important that you research your dog's coat type and behaviour before even attempting to buy a puppy or an adult dog, whether you get it from a rescue kennels or whether you buy it from a reputable breeder. You need to research that coat type. For example, a wool coat like a poodle or a Bichon, they don't shed, so they're very good for people that have allergic reactions like asthma or breathing difficulties, but they need a hell of a lot of grooming. So they're very high maintenance, they're going to cost you more at the groomers, but they also need the time spent on them. Because if you're going to get a pet, whether it be a cat, a rabbit, or a dog, it's very important that on grooming side of it, you understand how that coat's going to develop, because from a puppy, they develop a lot differently to then being an adult. So always look at the adult dog and always look at the adult coat. Don't just go and look at the puppy, because the coat will change. And when they get to about between sort of 12 to 18 months, depending on breeds, the coats change dramatically. And from one day to the next, they can have no knots to be solidly matted because the coats are developing from puppy to adult coat. This is Diva. She's a Bichon Frise and she's got a wool coat, and we're going to show you today how to groom your pet and what are the most important stages of sort of grooming your pet and looking after them. Grooming isn't just about making them look pretty and making them look nice like this. It's about, you know, maintaining the health and the well-being of the animal, and also it helps the owner and yourself, the dog, get a good bond. It is important that you go to a professional groomer regular in between, but obviously what we're going to be doing today is what you can do at home to maintain them. Okay, so to health check the head, there's 3 major points, okay? We've got teeth, so we check the teeth, and there's wipes that you can use, toothpaste wipes that you can use for them. Check the eyes again, and it's very important that you clean round their eyes and remove this discharge or any sleep from the area. Ears, again, make sure you remove hair and debris and wax, and it's very important they're cleaned and kept nice and they're not hot to touch. And obviously your nose, you need to make sure your nose is healthy as well. So this is a slicker brush, and this can be used on most breeds. This is a very good brush for pet owners, as it might look a bit sinister, but it actually does the job with less harm to the animal. If you do come across a knot or a mat, there are tools on the market like this mat breaker, and again you just use it in like a sewing movement, like so. And because of the teeth and the little teeth in between, it actually knits the mat through and helps tease the knot out and cut the knot. These are blades, cut the knot rather than pulling it. This is the Maltmaster. This has been specially designed to help remove dead hair and undercoat. Because it's got 2 blades, it's got a blade at the top and a blade at the bottom, it pinches the coat so it won't remove live hairs, it will just remove what's dead. This is also the hair that makes them itch and scratch. And if this isn't removed, it can cause skin problems from them sort of like itching and scratching. As you can see, it's all the dead hair, it's very soft hair. Groomers aren't just there to make your dog look nice, they are early warning signs for the vet. So by you grooming your dog at home and also taking him to a qualified dog groomer in between about every 6 to 8 weeks off a Bichon 4 to 5, this will help your dog's health and happy relationship with grooming and yourselves.
In the next episode of Pets for Life, we'll explore the issues surrounding pet abandonment and how we can all provide the best care possible for our animal companions. See you next week.